Thank you, Adrian. Good evening, everyone. We are at the magnificent St James's Park in Newcastle upon Tyne, where the floodlights are casting their spell over one of football's great amphitheatres, and with the subplot involving an absent cast member ramping up the stakes. The fixture gods have paired these two right on cue. There is an edge to the atmosphere, an incentive for the Newcastle players, and the demand from the crowd absolutely abundantly clear. Can the tune turn that into triumph? They haven't scored in their last four without Alexander Isak, and the hole that he left last week in the Villa game was there for everyone to see. Tonight they're coming up against a Liverpool side that won the Premier League title, played some frightening football and kept that resolve last week that ensures they are rarely beaten. Now, for Newcastle, reaching the heights of the Champions League qualification twice in 3 seasons and delivering a major piece of silverware has set the bar really high, Troy. But Newcastle's record in the Premier League against Liverpool is unimpressive. They managed to win at Wembley, but the last time they beat them in the league, Steve McClaren was the boss, Siem de Jong was playing up front, and Liverpool had Jordan Ibe and Christian Benteke in the team.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but this is a wonderful atmosphere, Sam. I have to say it. Can't stress it enough. This is what makes football so great. Monday night, under the lights, full house, and everyone's expecting a fantastic game. I don't think we're going to be disappointed by one moment of this game. Liverpool look excellent. Yes, they've got their defensive frailties, but that's what makes them excellent as well. They play poorly against Bournemouth and still win 4-2. Newcastle, yes, Isak's not around, but this place is bouncing. They're going to be banged up for it. I think we're up for a really good game, mate.
Referee is Simon Hooper, who also likes the odd card or two. VAR is John Brooks. It's been a week where the emotions on Tyneside have been fraught. The supporters backing Anthony Gordon to the hill while making their feelings clear about their absent striker. A re-energised Liverpool. They will have to stand up to the bare pit and retain their manager's cool composure. It's a game that defined Monday night football back in the day, and it may just redefine it again. The atmosphere is sizzling. It's Newcastle United against Liverpool, and it's only on Talk Sport. Liverpool about to get us off and underway. Red shirts, red shorts, red socks, shooting from left to right towards the Gallagher in the first half. It's the black and white stripes of Newcastle who win the first header with Dan Burn and head the ball to the halfway line, attacking the goal away to our left. Anthony Gordon shouldering the goal-scoring burden for Newcastle. Liverpool bringing back Gravenberch into the team and starting with Szoboszlai at right back. A long ball forward by Cher, sends the ball towards Anthony Elanga. Gordon picks up the pieces in midfield ahead of Jones, and Newcastle go immediately on the attack down the right-hand side. They get the ball to the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. It's won back by Kirkes, and then Gakpo tries to take it clear, but Tonali wires into a tackle, takes it wide towards the right, releases Elanga, low ball into the near post, put behind by Van Dijk. It's out for the first corner of the game. It's visceral in here.
Oh my God, what a noise. What a noise. But that's Liverpool's problem. That's what happened at Bournemouth. Gakpo, simple pass to Burt, turns it over, and this Newcastle team come on the front foot. Elanga getting the corner here. This is a massive moment for this Newcastle team. Real big boys there. This is good bowling, good delivery, and to get ahead on it.
Remember, the first goal in the cup final against Liverpool came from a set piece as well. It's going to be taken by Elanga far side. Needs a good delivery. In towards that near post is not the best. Headed away by Ekitike. Comes out as far as Trippier, who's stationed on the edge of the box. There was a hand in the air there. Whether it was a red one or a black and white one, no one's quite sure. Gakpo and Joel Linton jump into challenges and they surround the referee. Virgil van Dijk goes over to have a word with him. Bruno Guimaraes goes across as well. Remember, the captain's arrangement this season means that the captains are trying to take the heat out of the situation. Joel Linton penalised, free kick to Liverpool away to our left-hand side. We've played just over 90 seconds. It's 0-0 on Talk Sport. And Troy Deeney, it's everything we expected the start to be.
Yeah, exactly. I think Simon did that really well there, Simon Hooper. Really good refereeing. Could have easily gave a yellow card. Just managed the situation. Joel Linton, high foot. Again, Virgil van Dijk running in there, moving his players away. But it's really, really high energetic start. man, this is what football's all about. I can't keep saying it, but where else you want to be, Sam?
I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, mate. Arne Slot talked about the atmosphere. He said he knew it was going to be intoxicating and more feral than usual, but he said it's always hard coming here anyway, not just because of the noise, but because Newcastle have got good players. He even cited Jacob Murphy, who caused them so many problems last season, being on the bench last week. He's on the bench again tonight. Newcastle are re-energised, they are refocused. Anthony Gordon just has a word with Alisson as he presses him away to our left and forces him into an error. He balloons the ball out towards the dugouts down in front of us, and Livramento will take a throw in the left fullback position. Newcastle refocused and remarkably resilient despite the Isaac saga. They looked solid in their opener against Aston Villa, but did lack a little bit of a cutting edge. But their home form imperious at the end of last season. Here's Salah heading the ball on halfway. Wirtz can't get there because Tonali strong arms in. But comes to Livramento, who releases Tonali, who gallops down the left-hand side of the pitch. A little flick back to Barnes. Barnes infield to Livramento. He's got Bruno Guimaraes centrally, but he goes back to Cher. They keep the ball intelligently, then flick it down the right for Trippier, who's made an overlapping run. It was a little bit too long from Cher, and it goes out of play down by the corner flag and out for a throw-in to Liverpool. 0-0.
Really good start from Newcastle. They're playing the ball all in Liverpool's half, so whenever it goes back to Dan Burn, normally with an Eddie Howe team, it rotate and roll out through the goalkeeper out the other side, goes back to Dan Burn, he just flicks it in, and they're trying to make Liverpool face their own goal, cause them to make mistakes. Really good tactics as well, gets his crowd up, makes his whole fan base feel like this is going to be an attacking day, and Liverpool just need to settle, try and get Wirtz on the ball, but at the moment 2 or 3 times it's gone to Liverpool players and they've been out of play.
Burn comes across and gets there ahead of Ekitike. Tonali's gone wiring in on the halfway line, and he may well have just sitted through Florian Wirtz, and the free kick is going to be given in Newcastle's opponent's favour. Wirtz just getting slowly back to his feet. And it's going to be a free kick to the away side, just left of the centre circle, a couple of steps inside opposition territory. Blue sky above our head. There's not a cloud in the sky. In fact, there is one, but it's miles away and you can hardly see it. It's certainly not having an impact. It's been a beautiful day on Tyneside, as it has over much of the country, and it's the perfect temperature for football tonight. Maybe not if you're playing, it might be a little bit too hot, but certainly for us, we're sitting in here in t-shirts waiting for this free kick to take place. A really high Newcastle United line, about 15 yards outside the penalty area. It's set here, flicked in by Wirtz, it's too heavy, and it'll go behind that line and trickle away and out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. This is Talk Sport. It is Monday Night Football, and we bring you Premier League action whenever there's Monday Night Football. And TalkSport starts and ends the weekend usually. We started it at West Ham United, where they were beaten by Chelsea in a brilliant Chelsea display, especially after they conceded the opener. What are we going to get on the menu tonight? Ball flicked forward by Elanga. Gordon chasing down the right corner. Liverpool have got so many weapons, but Newcastle do have the ability to break briskly, and we've seen how that sort of counter-attacking can unsettle the slot machine already this season. Virgil van Dijk goes back to his goalkeeper Alisson, who picks it up on the edge of the area, and look at that pressing from Anthony Gordon. Alisson's not going to get a moment's peace.
Yeah, I think that's really good play there from Ekitike. Really good centre forward play. Runs on the ball from Alisson right onto Kieran Trippier, just rolls him, and Trips has no other thought really than just throwing him down. I think it's a massive game for Wirtz here though. Again, the game's really tight, high energy. Can he be the one to just pick these cute little passes out, try and pull off the side of people and get himself involved in the game? At the moment we haven't mentioned Salah or any of the forward players for Liverpool. It's been an exceptional start for Newcastle. However, these are problems. These free kicks that you keep giving away, they rack up over the course of the game. 6.5 minutes gone and it's been an excellent start.
It has. Wirtz is going to take this free kick over on the far side. He's going to take it short and go back to Milos Kerkez, another of the new signings. He hesitates, then clips it into an area where Dan Burn's always going to be the favourite. He's almost as tall as the Eiffel Tower. Ball out on this near touchline. Won by Salah, back in by Szoboszlai. It's a lovely cross which is headed away by Joel Linton. They do have that physicality as well, Newcastle United. Guimaraes trying to escape. Gravenberch trying to cause problems. It's bounced kindly for Newcastle, and Barnes has almost threaded that through to Anthony Gordon, but it was stopped by Jones, and then there's a foul on Bruno Guimaraes by Ryan Gravenberch. That's going to be the first yellow card of the game for Ryan Gravenberch, and we've only played a handful of minutes here, 8 minutes on the clock, and he's the first yellow card recipient of the evening.
Again, those Liverpool, they've won the ball back, and it's Gravenberch who plays the pass. Curtis Jones runs across the front of it. It's actually meant for Kirkes. Turns it over again, and then in his effort of trying to get the ball back, it's a bit of a bad tackle. Fair play to Bruno Guimaraes, he's up. But again, Liverpool getting caught on their own counter. They get the ball back, and they keep losing the ball in transition. Excellent start for Newcastle again.
This is TalkSport, and we're live at St James's Park, and it's 0-0, but it's been a combative start in a rather ferocious atmosphere. Newcastle always produces an electric atmosphere, but this is at the very top of their range. Newcastle want to harness it, but they must remember, both these two teams, not to get too emotional. Just right of the centre circle, the free kick is going to be given and taken by Trippier. It's a bit of an odd delivery into Tonali, who sends it to the back post looking for Dan Burn. A big elbow come up from Virgil van Dijk. He wasn't letting Dan Burn get hold of that one. He heads it out for a throw-in down by the corner flag.
Yeah, well worked again from Newcastle. Reworked the angle for the middle of the pitch, out to the left-hand side. Tonali first time with his right foot in swinger. Virgil van Dijk, as you said, gets that big arm up and goes and wins it.
Quickly taken throw. Back to Trippier down by the byline. Plays it against Geertz, and it goes off Trippier and out for a goal kick away to our left. The official over on the far side, very quick. The assistant Simon Long to lift his flag and decide that that was definitely going to be a goal kick to Liverpool. And Liverpool just, I think, trying to take the sting out of the game a little bit here, because they know that it's been such a fast start and such an energetic and passionate start from Newcastle, without causing too many problems yet. But Alisson's just wandered into a little bit of bother. He did brilliantly to evade Gordon in the end, and then released the ball and beat the press, and then sent it long up towards Florian Wirtz, who got a little bit physical with Kieran Trippier and bumped into the ground, and a free kick is given just short of the penalty area on the right hand side as Newcastle. Look at it, lots of stops and starts at the beginning of the first few minutes of the game, Troy Deeney.
Yeah, but again, it's both teams trying to set a trap and set a press.
It's feisty, ball sent long up towards the edge of the penalty area, and before Harvey Barnes can reach it, Alisson just puts his body in the way, and he's shepherded by Szoboszlai. It goes behind and away for a goal kick away to our left. And do you remember years ago when everybody had a go at Newcastle for wasting time and taking their time over goal kicks? Well, Liverpool's certainly doing that, and Eddie Howe's getting irate about it now.
But it's really good pressure from Newcastle. So what they're doing, they're putting Harvey Barnes inside with Gordon, and they're allowing Konate to play the first pass, but as soon as he plays the pass to Alisson, they're sprinting as fast as they can, trying to get down the line of it, and it's just forcing Liverpool to be hurried and harried, and then they kick the ball long, and because they're hurried and harried, it's going to Wirtz, who's not known for his heading ability. So there's a load of little small nuanced bits that are at play here, but Liverpool trying to take the sting out of it, like you said, manage the first 15-20 minutes of the game, let this Newcastle crowd settle down, and hopefully they can build into it. But for Newcastle, they've got to keep the pace.
Sometimes when you wear the headphones that we use for the commentary, it can sort of amplify the noise that's in the stadium, so it can be, it's almost false, you get a false sense of what's happening. I just took my headphones off, and it is absolutely ear-splitting. There's no doubt that it's an outstanding noise, and certainly Liverpool felt the full force of it, but they've got to keep it up if they want to keep Liverpool under pressure, because they've crept up down that left-hand side, and they've got to throw in level with the edge of the Newcastle penalty area, which Milos Kirkes, the Hungarian, is going to take. And he's winding up for a long throw here as Van Dijk starts to wander into the penalty area, but Newcastle are going to be a little bit cute here. and leave Elanga and Gordon available for if the ball is cleared. It's sent towards Byrne. It's headed away, but there's no one to get on the end of it for Newcastle, so it goes back in towards Van Dijk. Byrne gets it now, heads it out towards his near side. Gordon comes back, tracks back, wins the ball, holds on to it. Now he needs to find a way out from the left full-back position. He's knocked over by Wirtz. It's going to be a free kick in that left full-back position. They stop play and quickly get going. And Bruno Guimaraes threads it through, looking for Elanga, but Alisson is quickly off his line. He raced off his line. He knew exactly what they planned there. And they tried to pierce that high Liverpool line very quickly and release Elanga, but Alisson was equal to it. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, really cute from Newcastle. What they're doing there with that throw-in is having pace and power up there, so it makes Liverpool bring 4 people back. Also, you've got the biggest player, the tallest player on the pitch, and Dan Byrne, who can go and head it. So now it makes Liverpool have to think, what are you going to do? And Virgil van Dijk just get a little bit frustrated with his Liverpool teammates not having the composure on the ball to think about these things.
Gakpo wins it, midfield, takes it down the left, plays it into Wirtz, and it's on to Ekitike, and then the ball back to Gakpo isn't good enough. It's cleared by Trippier, comes back into the penalty area. Cher tries to get it away, but gives it to Ekitike. He finds Wirtz inside the area, right-footed shot, palmed away by a diving Pope and sent out for a corner, the first of the game for Liverpool. Well, for the first time, they were a little bit untidy at the back there, Newcastle United. They gave an opportunity to Liverpool. You don't want to do that very often. Florian Wirtz had to be stopped by Nick Pope.
And it's really cute as well. He's used Cher as the guy that just spun it to the far post. Again, just showing the game management from Liverpool here. Wirtz just walking, literally walking from one side of the pitch to the other to take this corner. And you can hear how the crowd is getting really frustrated. Liverpool managing the game really well. Feels like Newcastle need to just get something, get a shot off, get this crowd back up, because Liverpool grown into the game now.
Well, Virgil van Dijk did brilliantly there just to really wind them up by taking 3 players away to have a meeting about how they were going to approach this set piece before it came in. Wirtz sends it in towards the near post. It's flicked away by Anthony Elanga, who then has to readjust his headband as the ball runs to halfway. Eddie Howe trying to get them out because they were a little bit deep there, Newcastle. Didn't spring to go and break quickly, and it comes back via Jones towards the edge of the penalty area, but Livramento wins it. Now he's got options in front of him. Can he get the ball forward? He almost was held up by Van Dijk, had to go across the pitch rather than going forward, and then had to retain possession by guiding it back to Kieran Trippier. It's 0-0. You're listening to TalkSport. Newcastle United against Liverpool with Sky Sports, and don't forget that with now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Newcastle versus Liverpool live right now. Search Now Sports and breathe.
A couple of times Liverpool have worked into good areas. It just needs a nice floated diag into the box for Karate or Van Dijk to attack, and both times they've hit either Dan Byrne, who's the biggest player he could hit, or put it short where Livramento could run out.
Livramento, good run, gets a return ball from Bruno Guimaraes, then tries to skip his way forward past Cody Gakpo. The ball is sent into the air, but won by Elanga high up inside Liverpool territory. Wide on the right now with Trippier, round the corner for Bruno Guimaraes, whose low ball into the near post is a poor one, and it's snaffled up by Gravenberch and put out for a throw-in level with the edge of the box. 0-0 the score. Gravenberch gets it back off Trippier as he comes back in field. He's shackled by Wirtz. He goes back to halfway. It's into Dan Byrne, and then back to the right, and then Fabian Cher. And who's that down there coordinating things? Murphy, as Elanga tries to get in round the back. He turns it in towards Joel Linton, who flicks a foot at it and misses it. And it goes through the 18-yard box, and it's cleared away. Back into Guimaraes, edge of the area. Gordon trying to get away. He gets into the box. He turns away from the challenger Konate. Draws the challenge of Szoboszlai, and it's going to be a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. He knew what he was doing there, Anthony Gordon. He made the body shape to turn into Szoboszlai, so that he had to commit the foul, and the free kick was awarded right on the angle of the penalty area.
Yeah, he's played that really well there, and that's infuriated Arnie Slot, because he actually doesn't play the ball. No one actually gets a touch on it, but as soon as Gordon sees Szoboszlai coming, he just turns. Interestingly though, we've got Murphy down here warming up, going through it with his top on, so potentially an injury somewhere in this Newcastle team.
Well, it was coordinating how they should be operating as well. He was almost coaching from the sidelines just before that ball was played down the right, and the attack came through towards Joel Linton, who miskicked it as the ball was cut back by Elanga. But they've had a good chance there that they didn't take, and now they have a free kick on this near touchline. You're listening to TalkSport. It's 0-0. Tonali with a free kick just left of the penalty area, right-footed, drills that ball through the box, and it goes right out the other side and through the box and into left-back position for a throw-in to Liverpool. I mean, he brought the hammer down on it, but there wasn't much direction attached to it.
No, he looks like he hit that one off the old bunion. That one went nowhere near where he wanted it to go.
Troy knows all about bunions after Celebrity SAS.
Yeah, he's got that one all wrong, but keeps Liverpool pinned in their half again. Just watching Arnie slot down to our left-hand side, he's really frustrated with the lack of composure that this Liverpool team has. Oh, that's not a foul.
Ekitike being told that he was pulling a shirt, and the referee explaining to him why he's given the free kick in Newcastle's favour. There has been quite a stop-start nature to the first 18 minutes of the game so far, but it has been fiercely fought. 60% possession for Newcastle, 39.5% for Liverpool, who kicked off their title defence with a win against Bournemouth 10 days ago. The Reds have not won back-to-back league titles since 3 in a row between 1981 and 1984.
Does just feel, though, gave him credit earlier, Simon Hooper, for managing this, but he is giving everything now, where he's got to let it go a little bit, let this crowd and let the game flow. It's becoming a bit too much about him at this moment in time.
Free kick, 4 steps in front of the centre circle. It's just about an inch right of centre. It's sent low into Bruno Guimaraes, who tossed it into the box. And again, not a great delivery, not a great well-worked free kick routine. And then there's another free kick given against Liverpool, which bemuses the Liverpool players, and it results in Virgil van Dijk being called over by Simon Hooper so that he can explain the situation. Van Dijk is protesting. The Liverpool bench are protesting to the 4th official, who is Tony Harrington, and that looked a little bit soft.
The problem is, it's exactly the same foul he's just given for Ekitike, so he has to give it because he's just set the precedent. I'd be really interested if I was Virgil van Dijk now if these are going to be given the other way, because they haven't so far. Any time that Newcastle players have done that, Trippier and the like, it is a shoulder to shoulder. For me,
it's Salah on Livramento, isn't it? Coming from the wrong side.
Is that a foul in this type of environment with this type of game? For me, it's not. But now Simon has left himself a little bit open because he's giving them more, and I think he's going to have to start balancing it out the other way as well, because he's been letting Newcastle get away with it in this first 15-20 minutes.
Well, we mentioned that Virgil van Dijk pulled over 3 players to have a discussion about what they were going to do with the set piece at one end in front of the Gallagher about 5 minutes ago. Well, Kieran Trippier has pulled over 7 players to discuss how they were going to choreograph this set piece, which is right in the middle of the Liverpool half, like smack bang in the middle of the Liverpool half of the field. Dead centre, Trippier to take it, sends it over the top. It's over the top of everybody and floats straight through into the arms of Alisson. And it's one of those meetings that you probably didn't need to have. Yeah, we've all been in them. Well, the referee now has told him to put the ball down. What's going on here? Was there an encroachment? Basically, if the goalkeeper's got the ball in their hands, we know about the 8-second rule here. Now, because Anthony Gordon tried to stop him from releasing it, an indirect free kick has been given.
Honestly, you and your refereeing mates are doing my Swede writing.
It's not my fault. I'm just telling you.
You did tell him that was the wrong mistake.
Here is Joe Linton picking the ball up inside the centre circle, out to the left, and Barnes trying to take on Szoboszlai, stuck with him well. On the overlap is Livramento, gets to the byline, pulls it through the penalty area. Alisson gets there ahead of Gordon. It's a good save. Alisson wants to get it forward quickly, but he declines the invitation to get it up to Wirtz, who made a option for him. Ekitike went on a run as well. He's trying to bully Cher, runs into him. It's Cher who comes away with the ball, and Newcastle who come away with the ball, and Joel Linton in central midfield. 0-0 the score. It's a fiery atmosphere. Down the right it goes. Kirkhead's got to try and stick with Elanga. It's Kirkhead who wins the challenge, puts it out, and it goes out for a throwing down by the corner flag for Newcastle United. 0-0. We've played 21 minutes. This is TalkSport on a Monday night. Remember, tomorrow night we're round the grounds in the Carabao Cup. Sharp focus on Wolves and West Ham United, I'm sure, tomorrow night. I'll be at Sheffield Wednesday Leeds. We've got Grimsby Manchester United on Wednesday night as well. But it's going to take a lot to top the atmosphere here this evening. Here is Bruno Guimaraes, tucking it back to halfway, collected by Cher. And then through the centre circle it goes, and Burn all the way back to Nick Pope deep inside his own half. Troy, we've played a quarter of the game now nearly. What have you made of it so far, and what has it told you about the possible outcome?
so far I've got it that it's all Newcastle. They're the ones with control, they're the ones dictating the tempo and the style of play.
Livramento's gone on a journey upfield, he's done well, he's played in Gordon, who's then sent it wide to the right. Trippier, first time ball into the centre, didn't catch it right, was hoping that someone was going across the near post, I think. Very quickly released by Alisson. It comes through to Ekitike because Cher dived in, but somehow he just got caught under his own feet there, Ekitike, and didn't escape away. And that was a let-off for Newcastle United because Cher had gone steaming in and completely missed the ball. And if he had been able to take that in, Troy, he was galloping into free space.
Yeah, he was. Again, he just unfortunately hit the back of his standing foot. For me, I think the issue now... Oh, Simon.
He's blown for a foul, Simon Hooper, for the challenge by Szoboszlai on Livramento. Livramento clipped the ball forward from just inside the Liverpool half. He actually got the ball all wrong. It was going down the inside channel, it was going miles away from Barnes, it was going to go straight to Alisson. But the referee decided that was a foul by Szoboszlai and he's given a free kick to Newcastle United. Arneslot not happy, he's coordinating his defence here now, and he is leaning on Spike Hulshoff, who is one of his assistants, to try and ensure that they get the setup correct here from this set piece. And set pieces haven't been great so far from Newcastle. Trippier left of the centre circle, floats it in. There's a bit of a push and a shove and a free kick given against Dan Burn for a challenge on Konate. Ironic cheers from the Liverpool supporters who are high up away to our left in the Leesy's end, almost on that one cloud that's still dotted around, and it's a free kick to Liverpool.
I was just making my notes here and I was put Liverpool no control in the midfield, and I was just thinking 3 or 4 times the ball's gone to Curtis Jones and he's given it away, and there Ekitike had the ball 1 versus 4 Newcastle players around him. He's looking at Curtis Jones and he doesn't look up to speed, he doesn't look up to tempo, and again it's difficult when it's this early in the season. Obviously he's been trying to get fit as well, but he just needs a little bit more in the midfield for Liverpool, and that probably missing McAllister is showing in a game like this at this moment in time.
Liverpool have conceded 7 fouls in the opening 20 minutes of the game, the most in the first 20 minutes for 2 years in a Premier League match. They're rattled. Here is Alisson kicking it long, flicked by Ekitike into the path of Gravenberch, immediately snappled up by Joel Linton. Oh, he's got the physical measure of him. He picked the ball off beautifully, played it to Burn, down the left it goes, Newcastle on the attack. Szoboszlai stood in Barnes' way, pinched the ball, took it back towards the corner flag. He's going backwards rather than forwards, then intelligently a little back heel into space for Gravenberch to help and get it clear. Salah, lovely ball into Ekitike, beautiful, tries to turn it round the corner, but Burn is there, he won't give him any wriggle room, and it's won by Gordon, who's dragged to the floor by Konate. That was cynical, and bearing in mind what we've seen so far and the bar that has been set, that's got to be a yellow card.
Has to be a yellow card, and Simon's pulling the yellow card out. But again, Newcastle just got that momentum, really good pressure from Dan Burn there, goes in tight with Ekitike. If Ekitike could get that at his feet, Newcastle are in trouble there, because that's 3v2 in Liverpool's favour. And I just made a little note there, that is what they want Isak for, because Isak will play that first time. Ekitike getting up to the tempo, getting up to speed, too many touches, bang, Newcastle back on the front foot.
Remember we had that conversation before the match, and I said to you, and you said as well, that midfield battle is going to be all so important. The physicality of Joel Linton in there is causing problems for Ryan Gravenberch, who seems at times to be finding it very difficult, because just him and Curtis Jones at times in there, they're losing out because Yates is not going to get back and add to that number in the same sort of way that maybe McAllister would do. Free kick quickly taken by Trippier to the left of the area, it's on to Gordon to the overlapping Elanga, who digs across out to the far post. He's headed away by Van Dijk, but comes back, Barnes volleys it, drops inside the area, no one can get on the end of it, it's cleared away by Gravenberch, back in by Tonali to the edge of the box left side. Newcastle on the attack once again, they have to go backwards rather than forwards. Elanga was fouled this time and the referee didn't blow his whistle, but Pope is in possession away to our right hand side. It's fast, it's furious, it's Newcastle on a Monday night under the lights. It's chested down by Bruno Guimaraes. Gakpo wins up and takes on the loose ball. Salah's in loads of space on this near side if they can find him. He takes it down and runs to the edge of the penalty area. Joe Linton gets back. He's coming on his left foot. He slid the ball to the left towards Jones, but Livramento has read it, intervened and dragged Newcastle United up the pitch and away, out of harm's way. It's excellent work from Tino Livramento. Thomas Tuchel said he left them in the under-21s to experience tournaments and show a bit of leadership. He did that during the summer. He was one of England's best players as they won the under-21s, and he's come back even better than he was last season. He's a terrific footballer. So is Joel Linton, who bounds forward, chest poked out. He sends it left into Barnes, into the advanced left position, taking on Szoboszlai, who goes across and covers the ground well. Hems him by the corner flag, but Barnes comes infield, releases Livramento. Livramento back to Barnes again down the left side of the box. Lots of people back for Liverpool, but it comes in towards Gordon, who heads the ball over the top of the crossbar. It lands on the roof of the net.
Really good play from Newcastle. Ashley Barnes on his left-hand side, just toying with Szoboszlai. Harvey Barnes. Ashley Barnes would have been really happy with that cross. Harvey Barnes cuts back in on that right foot and puts a lovely ball into that back post. Again, not a natural header of the ball, Anthony Gordon, but that's one, as a striker, you'd want to go and head that. Probably should hit the target.
Yeah, he did well to get up there, I think, actually, because he's not the tallest either, is he? But, you know, he showed that he could be someone to attack the ball at least. It was just over the top of the crossbar, but it had Liverpool panicking for a moment. It should have been Newcastle that were panicking there, but they weren't, because Gravenberch's ball wasn't precise enough to Ekitike. Gordon's won that ahead of Konate. He sent the ball back to Barnes, back to Gordon, back to Barnes, edge of the area, right side is Elanga. Gordon inside the box, Joe Linton arriving on the edge, Elanga's crossing towards the near post, Gordon is there, and it's saved by Alisson. Right at the very last. Well, the wind is in Newcastle's sails. They're using the speed of the wingers down the left and the right. Elanga getting to the byline, producing the cross this time. Gordon getting across his marker, and he just couldn't find the finish. They've given it away. Liverpool again, more pressure from Newcastle. Down the right it goes, into Elanga. His cross, Gordon's header is just narrowly wide. They're knocking at the door all right.
All Newcastle. Again, we were speaking about it earlier on with Wirtz. This game looks too quick for him. He might have to come off, Sam. He is literally giving the ball away. He looks like he's blowing. The ball is just going into him and it's coming straight back. Kerkez gives it into him. He gives it into Wirtz. Loses the ball, and then Newcastle come down that right-hand side. Lovely ball in from Elanga. Unfortunately for Gordon, can't aim his header at the goal. But Liverpool look all at sea. Newcastle need a goal at this moment.
He's had 12 touches so far, one shot on target, 6 passes. His accuracy 83.3% so far. He's conceded 2 fouls, but he has won one as well. Most Salah stats probably more troubling. No shots, 6 touches, 5 passes, and he's only completed 40% of those passes so far. Mo Salah, who has been very quiet in the game.
Yeah, he's out here on his right-hand side, and Livramento is obviously just enjoying that because he's so quick. But with Mo Salah, who wants the ball, then wants to run. At this moment in time, Liverpool needed running without the ball. They needed drop it deep to run in behind and create that space. But if you can't build up as a team, which Liverpool can't at this moment in time, you've got Virgil van Dijk moving Gravenberch on because he wants him there. You've got to get this team higher up the pitch. You've got to get the pockets in behind this Newcastle midfield, because Wirtz is in there. If Konate would have seen it, he was in on goal there.
So Konate's got the ball on the edge of the centre circle. Wirtz has made a brilliant run in between the 2 centre-backs. If he gets released, he's over the top. He's got space to run into because the line is so high. But he didn't play the ball, Konate. He was reluctant to do that. Now he has played it, and there's nobody there, and Dan Burns is going to head that away.
Yeah, again, I can see why they're looking at Mark Guéhi. I like Konate, big, physical, strong centre-back. Doesn't have that finesse on the ball, doesn't have that option, in my opinion, to look past the first pass. He needs to go beyond it there. And again, Newcastle just setting the press on Virgil van Dijk, so he doesn't have time on the ball. And as soon as it goes to Konate, they all go like a pack of wolves.
Ball sent long through the middle of the pitch by Liverpool. Alisson's long kick goes to Nick Pope. It was one goalkeeper to the other. When Liverpool have the ball, immediately you see Newcastle go man to man all over the pitch. They want to make sure that no player has time and space on the ball. Oh, given away by Konate. It's been robbed, and Tonali is steaming away into the penalty area. It's Tonali to Gordon. He leaves it. Barnes is coming in, so is Elanga, but Alisson comes steaming out of his goal and slides across the floor and gathers it up just in front of Elanga. And it's a missed opportunity for Newcastle United, who won the ball on the halfway line, broke away with Tonali. Konate making the mistake, but they couldn't punish them. Gakpo at the other end gets to the penalty area, goes one way, then the other, produces a cross, blocked by Trippier. Jones takes over in the left wing position. The game at 100 miles per hour. It's absolutely foot to the floor, full throttle stuff on TalkSport. Ekitike into Beards, edge of the area, back to Ekitike again, puts it out of play. Shoddy that.
Yeah, it is. But weirdly, Ekitike not having much of the ball is coming deeper and deeper and deeper. And again, this is why they're looking at Isak, because Isak will be in the box here, forces Newcastle to back off. But unfortunately, Wirtz has got it, looking to slip the ball in, plays it to Ekitike. He tries to play to some on-rushing left back that he doesn't know is there. He plays it straight out for a throw.
That invisible left back.
It happens to the best of us.
You're listening to Newcastle United 0, Liverpool 0 on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. We're here for it as well. We're live at St James's Park on a fascinating night. So much intrigue and so many subplots to this game. Of course, Ekitike could have been in Newcastle black and white. At one point this summer, they were trying to snaffle him from Eintracht Frankfurt. He ended up at Liverpool, and we think that will probably happen to Alexander Isak, but there's still a week to go in the window. Anything can happen.
I think for the first time after 33 minutes of the game, Newcastle have just tried to catch their breath, tried to catch a second wind, and unfortunately for Liverpool, because they haven't touched the ball a lot, you've got 5 players in Gravenberch, Jones, Konate, and Van Dijk and Szoboszlai, all just passing the ball around with no real tempo. Newcastle just dropped off to a low block and say, go on then, try and do something. The ball has been moved too slow, and Arnie starts getting very agitated just down below us here, because it's one tempo. While Newcastle at this moment are feeling tired, you've got to kill them with quicker passing. Yes, you can be safe, but quicker, like that.
Wirtz gets on the ball in between the lines and sends it out towards the right. It's Salah who takes it on and then sends it centrally to Szoboszlai, whose chip cross is deep to the far post, but it's not a great delivery. It goes straight out of play. Missed by Gakpo, got caught under the lights maybe, and it goes out to that invisible full-back again.
Told you, it happens to the best of us. But I do also think that was better there from Liverpool. You've got to slow it down, but because Newcastle are trying to catch a breath, you've got to be brave, you've got to be cute. Newcastle turning the ball over a little bit more.
Newcastle could be in front if only they had a star striker. Here on the left-hand side, the ball collected by Gakpo, back to Gravenberch, who's going to shoot from distance and into the corner of the net. It's a brilliant goal from Ryan Gravenberch, and he puts Liverpool into the lead against the run of play. His last goal was against Fulham 18 months ago, but that just might be worth the wait for those Liverpool fans right at the top at the Leesy's end. He had too much space on the edge of the penalty area. He came across and got it onto his right foot, and Nick Pope was stranded as he arrowed it into the corner from 25 yards. And despite the fact they've had hardly nothing in this game up until this point, Liverpool lead by a goal to 0.
Great goal, great goal. I thought he should have got the shot off earlier, Sam. It did, and it comes from a throw from Trippier. I was just speaking about Newcastle making more mistakes. Trippier tries to throw it into Joe Linton. Joe Linton wants him to throw it long. Gravenberch steps in. As he takes his touch, he can shoot. He chops, he has a look, takes another step inside, goes through the legs of Gordon, straight to the bottom corner. No chance for Nick Pope. What a finish.
I mean, it's absolutely pinpoint in terms of accuracy. I don't think Nick Pope saw it coming. Suggestion it took a tiny little flick, but I don't think it deviated the ball too much. It was always going in that corner, and he was stranded. I think his view of the kick taker Gravenberch was obscured by Cher on the edge of the penalty area. Here's Salah coming down the right, looking for Wirtz. It's cleared away by Byrne. Only as far as the goal scorer Gravenberch. Liverpool lead by a goal to 0. Ryan Gravenberch with an assist from Cody Gakpo. The first real effort that either goalkeeper really has had to deal with, apart from maybe that effort that came off Gordon and into the arms of Alisson from the cross from Elanga, but really in terms of shots from Liverpool, that was the first we'd seen.
Yeah, and I think as well, I don't know what you think, Sam, it's the first real bit of momentum of Newcastle just tiring, just feeling a little bit that they can't keep this 100-mile-an-hour pace up all the way through, and the first time they dropped off and allowed Liverpool to play, they punished her. That's why this Liverpool team is so good.
Yeah, well, it was a really good finish from a man who doesn't score too many goals in Ryan Gravenberch, and it's a long time since he was on the score sheet, but he's on it tonight, and it's taken 35 minutes for Liverpool to get ahead. Nick Pope's just come out to the right full-back position, and he has shanked it into the stand opposite us.
We saw that left winger again.
I think that's one of the reasons why they're a little bit concerned about who they should play in goal. That's why they've signed Ramsdale to put a bit of pressure on Pope, because his footwork with the ball isn't great. I mean, he's brilliant at shot stopping, usually, very good at that, but with the ball at his feet, he's not the best.
No, I agree with that, but I think for everything else that he offers you, you have to play him, in my opinion. Commands his area well, a good shot stopper, as you said.
Here is Guimaraes on the halfway line, sending it into space for Elanga, but it's too heavy. And I just wonder whether or not, actually, they started the game so well on the front foot, they used a lot of energy, they expended a lot of energy to get themselves right into the faces of Liverpool. Whether that's just having an effect now, but Tonali's won at edge of the area, tries to get the ball across the face of goal, it's blocked by Virgil van Dijk and bounces into the right wing position. Mistake by Liverpool almost cost them dear once again. Elanga's got it back, right-footed, his cross towards the far post, and Szoboszlai's forced into putting it behind and away for a corner kick in front of the Elise's end away to our left-hand side.
Yeah, again, ball into Florian Wirtz, tries to send it down the line for Salah. Unfortunately, kicks it off his standing foot, puts it straight into Newcastle. Good defending at the back post there from Szoboszlai as that ball comes in from Elanga.
And Simon Hooper just sorting out a bit of pushing and shoving away to our right-hand side, left-hand side, but to the Newcastle right side of the penalty area, and it's Dan Burn being marked by that giant Mo Salah.
They're just, what Liverpool have learned from the cup games, they've not allowed Dan Burn to get a free run on anything. So whether it be Salah, whether it be Szoboszlai, they're not allowing him to get a free run. Dan Burn trying to get away from Mo Salah, getting free and then winning the header, sending it back across the face of goal, but it wasn't an easy header because he was being blocked off by two Liverpool players, and it goes behind and away for a goal kick away to our left. It's currently Newcastle United 0, Liverpool 1, and for the latest odds you can head to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Newcastle to win the game at 5-1, Liverpool 2-1 on to go and complete a victory here. 29-10 the draw. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes 18+, BeGamble.org. And of course this season we've got a new innovation. In fact, the Premier League is trialling, it's part of a FIFA trial of RefCam, which I know you're very excited about, because you're always just having a go at the refs and what they bring to the party, but they bring a great camera angle now with that cam, and we saw a replay of the goal, and it's absolutely terrific, isn't it, watching it from that angle. That's not terrific from Anthony Gordon, who swiveled just on the edge of the centre circle and fired the ball out towards this near side. It was too hard for Barnes to retrieve, and it goes out and away for a throw-in on this near side. On his slot, just letting Simon Hooper know, when the Newcastle players have been going down, as he said, a little bit easily, or diving, as he's tried to articulate, Florian Wirtz isn't getting looked after. In fact, there was a foul on him there as he gets away from Kieran Trippier. Again, it's a really scrappy game, but a game that Liverpool were really happy with this first half. Yes, they've had no control. Yes, Newcastle have been the better team, but they've taken the energy, they've ridden everything that Newcastle have got to offer, and now they're ending this half so much stronger than Newcastle. 5 minutes to go before the break. Florian Wirtz has it on this near side. He tries to cut back towards halfway, gives it to Szoboszlai, and then they keep hold of the ball. One thing that Newcastle know, that they do have a vulnerability though, Liverpool at the back. Even in the title-winning season last year, Liverpool were the first champions to concede more than 40 goals since Manchester United in 2012-2013. But they're really, really brave in the press as well. That's Szoboszlai being pressed by Livramento 25-30 yards out. They're absolutely just leaving 3v3 at the back and saying, go on then.
Oh, Trippier's misjudged that, and it's been taken down beautifully by Cody Gakpo. Out the sky, he runs to the edge of the area, gives it back to Salah. First time ball missed by Jones, who was coming in on the penalty spot. It went through his legs. He only had to touch it firmly into the far corner, and it would have been 2-0. It was a wonderful Liverpool move, misjudged by Trippier in the right fullback position, but from there Cody Gakpo taking full advantage, steaming up to the edge of the penalty area, releasing Salah. First time ball into Curtis Jones. I mean, that's gone through his legs, I think.
Yeah, he's gone with his right foot, he's missed it, it's gone through, but him missing that has then made Etikite not notice at the back post that it's ran through. But wonderful play from Liverpool. That's what happens when you get it right. Newcastle have been really brave, really aggressive with the press. That ball in, as you said, Trippier misjudged the header, but it then leaves Cody Gakpo. They're driving at that back line. First time pass into Salah. Salah then does the same, first time pass, and they could have scored what would have been arguably the best goal, counter-attacking goal of the season so far.
Yep, we're into the second week. This is the final match game of the second week of the season. Liverpool leading by a goal to nil here, hoping to follow in the footstep of Arsenal, who won at the weekend. Ball on the left with Barnes trying to go down the left side of the penalty area. He's got support from Livramento. He's being tracked by Szoboszlai, who does brilliantly, by the way. Absolutely superb. He has been dogging his determination to try and make his mark at right back tonight, playing in an emergency position, and he's done super to shackle Barnes on that occasion. They have had 6 shots in the game, Newcastle, only 1 on target. I mean, that just sort of underscores everything that we know is a problem with Newcastle at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was the same at Aston Villa, wasn't it? They started the game, they dominated it really well, but just couldn't get that finishing clinical edge. I think they've been excellent from a press, from getting after it, from keeping the crowd involved. It was just that moment where 34 minutes, where they just came a little bit, 2 seconds they want to catch their breath, which is fine, but then Liverpool just have that shark, that killer instinct in them to go, right, now's the moment to go and get after them.
It was a little bit of a dicey ball from Livramento, and put Joe Linton under all sorts of pressure, but Liverpool then committed to try and attack. They lost the ball, and now Bruno Guimaraes has sparked a counter. He sent the ball wide to the left. Barnes is immediately chased down by Szoboszlai. He turns and Livramento joins the attack, gets to the byline. He's got Jones for company, and Jones has picked his pocket and turned the ball to the edge of the penalty area and cleared it away. But Liverpool do lead by a goal to nil. That's a poor header, and then Salah, who was fouled by Byrne, looked to escape, didn't get away, is fouled again. Dan Byrne's getting a yellow card. Yeah. He could have got 2.
Yeah, a little bit cynical from Dan Byrne there, knowing that he was in trouble. Again, Etikite for me, I know he had a good start last week, but it just looks like the pace of this game, him, Wirtz, looks like they just got to him a little bit. Not used to this high energy, this high press. He has to get a second win, but his 1v1 at the back there was Shaw, and if he had that extra little 5% in him, I think he could get away and run him. But Salah backing it up, good play. Dan Byrne making a good foul for Newcastle.
Well, we've nearly played our 45 minutes. It's 1-0 to Liverpool. The goal coming after 35 minutes in favour of the away side, against the run of play largely. Certainly Liverpool were on the back foot for the first half an hour of the game, but Liverpool with their first spell of possession, and Anthony Gordon has just gone wiring into Virgil van Dijk over on the far side. The ball had gone, Virgil van Dijk was taken out by Anthony Gordon, and the man who was once wanted by Liverpool, was once on the books of Liverpool, is going to be the latest recipient of a yellow card. He went steaming in. He went in at a ferocious pace, and Simon Hooper has no choice but to give him a yellow card. I mean, it might endear him to the crowd, but it certainly isn't going to endear him to Virgil van Dijk.
There's nowhere near that as well. Just takes out Virgil's standing leg. Look, it's a yellow card, but it's a frustrating one. And just watching the Liverpool coaching staff just down to our left, they feel that it should be more than that. Again, for me, he hasn't even tried to play the ball there. It's that one where you're chasing down, you're trying to get the fans involved. It's a little bit of a naughty one. Virgil's feeling this, by the way. And now they've sent Simon Hooper to have a look at VAR.
He's going to be sent off, Anthony Gordon. And he was sent off here in the FA Cup game against Brighton. And this will be the worst possible development for Newcastle United. Simon Hooper is going over to the monitor to have a look at the VAR advice, which is to send off Anthony Gordon for his challenge from behind on Virgil van Dijk for serious foul play.
It's reckless though, isn't it? That's an element that they'll look at. The pace.
They think it's more than reckless. They think it's serious foul play.
But it's the pace in which he comes in. Look, for me, it's an orange. It's an orange. It's a real strong yellow card, but I think he's going to be sent off.
He dives in, does his studs rake down the back of the Achilles of Virgil van Dijk.
On the outside of it. It's on the outside of his foot, but what that does then, it keeps Virgil's foot planted as his two legs come through.
Okay.
For me, I think he'll probably get sent off.
Let's hear from Simon Hooper, who's going to announce his decision.
After review, Newcastle United number 10 missed a serious foul play challenge. It's contact on the Liverpool number 4's pass. My final decision is red card, Newcastle United number 10.
Anthony Gordon has been sent off by Simon Hooper. It's his second red card in this stadium in 6 months. He's dismissed, as predicted, that there would be a sending off by Troy Deeney pre-match. It's the 10th red card in 27 meetings between these two, and Newcastle United, already a goal down, are going to have to play the whole of the second half with 10 players. It was an over-energetic challenge. It was a dangerous challenge according to the referee, and now Newcastle United are handicapped. They're down to 10 players, and Liverpool, who were already favourites after taking the lead, are big favourites now.
Yeah, 100%. I think, look, Virgil van Dijk there has played a cute one as well. He went down 2 or 3 times to make sure that VAR had a look at it. You can't argue, can you, really, Sam? He's not in control. The pace, the tempo. I've been there as a striker as well. You want to get the fan base up. He's gone from left back to left centre half to the goalkeeper, all the way up to Virgil. And he's thought, I'm going to leave a little bit on you here. We'll get the crowd up and say that we're going to be here. And now, that lonely moment when you're in the change room on your own, you start to think, oh my God, what have I done? Everyone's going to be hating me now. It's a long uphill battle now for this Newcastle team, but for Liverpool, this is perfect.
Yeah, I think it was a really stupid red mist moment from Anthony Gordon, who thinks he's trying to sort of set the tone and try and get the crowd back on side, but actually what he's done is he's flipped the narrative completely now. You know, 1-0, you've still got a chance of getting back in this game. This is a Liverpool team that concede chances. They threw away a 2-goal lead last Friday night. Against 10 players, the best team in the country are really unlikely to throw away an advantage.
Yeah, and I think what you'll see as well now is a half-time chat and a half-time talk here of just, okay, let's control this, because Newcastle are going to have to try and stay in the game, aren't they, as long as they can. They can't go pressing the way that they did. If they will, they'll always have a spare man. So I think it's going to be a case of Liverpool moving the ball with tempo, tiring them out for 15, and we could have a second half here that just, unfortunately, ends up being Liverpool running away with it with 2 or 3 goals.
Now, I know we tried to bring you the referee's announcement, but I don't think his microphone was working particularly well, and it was a bit of an issue, but I think he was trying to say that it was because of the fact that he landed on his calf.
Yeah.
And that was the reason. And anything above the ankle, if you've left the ground and you make a challenge from behind above the ankle, it is going to be deemed serious foul play.
Look, again, sound like one of them old players. In my day, that was a yellow card and a bit of a livener. But the way that the game's gone now, it is a red card, and he's not going to be able to overturn it. It's a season-defining moment already for Newcastle now, and probably Isak sending him a message saying, "Nice one, mate."
Well, the other thing is again, you know, and he's had a bit of an issue in terms of getting going with rhythm. He's going to miss 3 more games. Here's Salah into the penalty area, cleared away. You remember at the end of last season, he was having a bit of an issue because of the fact that he didn't have all of those games under his belt because of the injury and the sending off, which led to a suspension. He's 200 days since his last Newcastle goal. It's going to be a lot longer to wait for it now after being sent off in this game. The half-time whistle has gone. Liverpool want to take Newcastle's best player. They want to take all 3 points here as well. Ryan Gravenberch has scored the only goal of the opening 45 minutes. The 45 minutes that actually started really well for Newcastle United, but it ended terribly. A man down, a goal down. Half-time at St James's Park, Newcastle 0, Liverpool 1. Liverpool had just 4 touches in Newcastle's penalty box in the first half, the fewest in a first 45 minutes of a Premier League game since February 2021. But they've started the second half on the front foot, and they'll have a lot more room now. They're playing 10 men. Here's Gakpo, edge of the area, right-footed shot, hits the back, comes back towards Ekitike, and he hits it low and hard off the inside of the post, and it's the perfect start for Liverpool at the beginning of the second half. Ekitike sends the ball into the far corner beyond Nick Pope, who was once again unsighted. A brilliant effort from Ekitike, who continues his fabulous scoring record in English football. We knew there were going to be fireworks tonight, and Ekitike has just exploded a big red pyrotechnic past Nick Pope in off the post to make it 2-0. And Newcastle's night, which saw red just before half-time, is going from bad to worst.
Again, really good play from Florian Wirtz there. Little ball round the corner into Ekitike, gets him on the half turn. He drives in there, gives it to Gakpo, has a shot. Little bit of fortune that it comes back to him. Instead of taking another shot, just leaves it to the right hand side. As it comes to the right hand side, Ekitike, edge of the box, as cool as you like, just passes it off the inside of the post and in. Again, nothing Nick Pope could do in the goal, but what a start to the second half for Liverpool.
Well, it was good to be here to witness it. Unlucky I was. Arne Slot wasn't. He'd only just came out for the half-time break. Now, what's going on here? A yellow card for Bruno Guimaraes. He wants a sending off because he believed that Barnes had gone through to the edge of the penalty area, was brought down on the edge of the box. There should have been a foul, according to Bruno Guimaraes. Joel Linton sent it down the inside right channel. Barnes was pushed over by Konate as he was looking to get on the ball. Now, was he shoved to the ground? Yes. Should it have been a foul? Yes. Will VAR look at it? No, because it wasn't a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. He was going away from goal.
And I totally understand why Bruno Guimaraes is frustrated there, because of the standard that Simon Hooper set in the first half with what he considered a foul. That's 2 hands in the back push there from Konate. And in my opinion, that is a goal-scoring opportunity.
Do you think
Barnes is getting onto that. He's running in one-on-one with the goalkeeper. So they should look at that. They have to look at that, in my opinion.
Well, I was trying to clock exactly how many seconds it took for Liverpool to score that goal. I mean, because that is... we've had an amazing start to the second half, a sort of breathtaking start to the second half. But I think it was under 25 seconds. It's being clocked at 23 by one of our colleagues. But when I looked up at the clock, I thought it was even quicker than that, I must admit.
Yeah, I do. Again,
it's a lightning start.
It's a lightning start. I'm just looking here. Again now, fireworks and tempest flare in here. It's getting a little bit tasty with Newcastle feeling that everything's going against them. Again, that goal just at the start of the second half there, 26 seconds. It came from a long ball straight up into Joel Linton that Liverpool win, and then a little touch from Florian Wirtz, a little cute touch around the corner. Gets Liverpool on the front foot and they go and score. But Newcastle just need to compose themselves here. Try and just weather the next 5 minutes. Give themselves a platform to go and just at least be competitive. Because if it goes this way, Liverpool are going to score 3 and 4.
Well, Ekitike, what a start to his Liverpool career. And Isak may well be on their radar, but he certainly is delivering what is expected of him as Wirtz takes the free kick from this near side. I mean, some people weren't even in their seats when that goal went in. One of them was Arne Slot, the Liverpool manager. He missed it. He came back out and someone was celebrating in front of him. He was like, what's going on? Someone had to relate to him. He was 2-0 up.
He was trying to get his coffee, wasn't he? Just get a little coffee to level himself out. But again, it's been a great start. For Liverpool, we can say they've got flaws. We can say that they're not at their best in terms of everyone being fit and available. But they have this winning mentality, this killer instinct of going, right, let's take the game away from another team, and they've done that twice today. They've not been great, but they've had 2 opportunities to score and they've done it both times.
And they also have got weapons.
Oh, of course.
They've got unbelievable weaponry, and we know what they're trying to do to add to that arsenal. Here is Szoboszlai down the right hand side, getting forward and pulling it into the 6-yard box. And there's a little bit more aggressive from Szoboszlai getting forward because he can afford to now, because he doesn't have to do as much work going back the way because they've only got 10 players, Newcastle.
Yeah, and again, there's a little bit, so we're going to keep talking to it. With Szoboszlai going down that right-hand side, he whips a great ball into the 6-yard box. It's cleared by Newcastle, but Etikite's at the edge of the area. He wants a cutback. That's why I think they're looking at Isak. Again, he's a great player, but that poacher mentality to be in there. Yes, you've scored 1, go and get 2, go and get 3. The best strikers, all in moments like this, they go, right, here's how I can get ahead in the tally. And I just feel he hasn't got that killer instinct just yet. He will learn it, and obviously it's really difficult to say when someone scored 2 and 2, but it just feels like he needs to just realise he can get some cheap goals by just being in that 6-yard box.
We'll come back to that in just a second. Newcastle 0, Liverpool 2. Pope is the Newcastle goalkeeper. They're attacking the goal towards the Gallagate, away to our right in the second half. Black and white striped shirts. Pope in goal, Trippier, Cher, Byrne and Livramento, Bruno, Tonali and Joel Linton in midfield, with Elanga and Barnes going forward. Gordon has been sent off. Liverpool all in red with thick white trim, attacking the Leeds' end to our left. Alisson the goalkeeper, Szoboszlai, Konate, Van Dijk and Kirkes, Jones and Gravenberch, Salah, Wirtz and Gakpo behind Ekitike, who has scored his 3rd Liverpool goal today. 1 in the Charity Shield, Community Shield, 1 in the game against Bournemouth, and 1 here at St James's Park, where he could have been during the summer if things had gone differently. And if you look at the statistics, I know that Ekitike and Alexander Isak are almost practically statistical twins according to playing style. Opta stats showing that Ekitike was an 84% match to Isak last season, making him the closest striker match in major European leagues over the last decade. I can give you the pamphlet if you want, Troy, because I know sometimes you want some bedtime reading. Here's Konate moving up to halfway, sends it to Szoboszlai. He's got Salah in front of him. He's got a bit more room now as well. Wasn't effective in the first half, but might grow in influence in the second. He plays it into Ekitike, who looks to turn edge of the area. Wirtz, back to Ekitike. Lovely touch by the German. Ekitike eventually was snaffled up by Guimaraes, who came across to win it. Then there's a bit of a collision between Ekitike and Tonali off the ball, which means that there is a free kick over on the far side. But that exchange between Ekitike and Wirtz, another example of the growing connection between the two.
Yeah, I think he's just got to get that shot off a little bit quicker there. Tries to take an extra touch. Again, just getting up to speed with the Premier League. In Germany, you get a little bit more time on the ball, and especially in the box, no one wants to make a foul, because obviously on the continent, the more contact is obviously a penalty. But those little touches from Wirtz, that's why they paid for that little bit more extra premium to get that quality. That just shows a level above. I've been on the pitch when David Silva, Santi Cazorla, Ozil, Kevin De Bruyne, those guys do those little things there, and you just go, oh my God, I didn't even see that. How did you do that?
Tonali just having a shirt repaired, is he? What's happening there? His shoulder is hurting.
Yeah.
Maybe he's whacked it. It hasn't come out, has it?
I think it's just the way that he fell. I think it looks like he's foul. Yeah, his shoulders popped out.
Oh, he's got to have attention. I hope that isn't a dislocation, because if it is, that can cause you a real problem. It's very, very painful, and sometimes the pain will linger for a little bit longer than you hope. Yassir Al-Ramayan, who is the governor of the Public Investment Fund and the chairman of Newcastle United, is here today. He's high up behind us, just watching on, and he's very glum-faced at the moment after Newcastle, after 35 minutes in control of the game. You know, they were the best team in terms of attacking sense. They'd missed chances, probably 2 or 3 good chances they'd missed before the goal from Gravenberch, then the sending off of Gordon for a challenge on Virgil van Dijk, and then 25 seconds into the second half conceding yet another goal, and that really has put Newcastle United on the back foot, and they've got a mountain to climb. They ain't going to get out of here with anything unless there's a major meltdown from Liverpool. But they did throw away a 2-goal lead against Bournemouth. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Carabao Cup special with Adrian Durham, Stuart Pearce and Scott Minto as we go round the grounds. We've got live commentary of Sheffield Wednesday Leeds on 2. On Wednesday night, Everton against Mansfield is on 2 in the Carabao Cup, and Grimsby Manchester United is live on Talk Sport. Natalie Sawyer, Jim Proudfoot and Dean Ashton will bring you the action. Friday night, Leicester Birmingham's on 2. Saturday, I'll be at Stamford Bridge with Reshmin and Stuart Pearce as we bring you live coverage of Chelsea Fulham. We've also got Middlesbrough Sheffield United, and Game Day takes you round the grounds with Adrian. He's got Troy, Darren, Ben and Mickey Gray alongside him. Is there money left over in the budget at the end of August to be able to get all those through?
I'm cheap and cheerful.
Sunday will be at the game between Liverpool and Arsenal. Looking forward to that. Game day live from 1:30, and Aston Villa Crystal Palace is a live commentary 7 o'clock on Sunday night. Looking forward to that as well. Tonali, well, that doesn't look particularly good. He's still over on the far side getting treatment. The hope is from the Newcastle benches that he will be able to continue. That's the last thing they need, is another setback and him disappearing. But Jason Tindall is calling for some assistance, and Lewis Miley, I think, is going to have to come on. He's certainly going to have to be ready to come on should Tonali be unable to continue. Ball out over on the far side as we get back underway here at St James's Park. Black and white shirts attacking the goal away to our right, thrown in by Livramento. Tonali still on the halfway line waiting to come on. He's allowed to come back on now, which pleases everyone. We played just over 10 minutes of the second half. It hasn't started particularly well for Newcastle. Conceded so early at the beginning of this second period. They're going to take a long throw from the far side as they look to wind up and send the ball into the penalty area and try and cause problems for Liverpool from this long delivery from Livramento. It's into the near post, flicked on by Livramento, by Joel Linton, but head away by the defender. Comes back out to Guimaraes, and Bruno Guimaraes gets above the marker and heads the ball in at the far post past Alisson, and Newcastle United are back in it. How on earth did Bruno Guimaraes get above his marker and head that ball home? Pure desire, pure desperation and commitment on behalf of the captain, and Bruno Guimaraes rises the highest and heads the ball beyond Alisson to make it 2-1 and drag Newcastle back into the game. Tonali comes over to the near side to grab a couple of painkillers, but they've eased the pain with that goal, Troy Deeney.
Yeah, it's great play, good ball in the box. I have to say, it's all about want and desire for Bruno Guimaraes. Awful defending from Kerkez at the back post. Just tries to lean his body in, and Guimaraes just gets over the top. Bang! There's a striker that used to do that back here, Alan Shearer, do you remember him? Right bad. What a finish.
Up there, behind you. Won by Elanga, and Guimaraes on halfway. Goes against Guimaraes. Now, he's on a yellow card, so he's going to be very careful, although he says, trust me, I can handle those situations. The white heat of being booked. Trippier now having a word with him, just trying to calm him down. Usually the captain is the one who has to calm everyone down, but Kieran Trippier, I think, has obviously been a captain before here, and he is the leader, one of the leaders in the group. Even if Bruno Guimaraes wears the armband these days, he's got Newcastle back into the game. And it was quite a surprising intervention, because that long throw did a little bit of damage. Gravenberch got the header away initially. It came straight back in from Livramento, and it was headed home by Bruno Guimaraes. 2-1 to Liverpool.
But look what's happened instantly. They're still a goal down, but it's got the crowd and the fan base believing that something can happen. The players are now playing with a tempo. And I've just saw Virgil van Dijk.
Long ball up through the middle, looking for the run of Harvey Barnes. Canate shepherding him, heading the ball away. And Liverpool do have the tendency in these matches, in many matches actually, to sort of just slacken off at certain times. They sort of go into a bit of a doze, don't they, in the midpoint of a game when they've got in front.
Yeah, and again, I just saw Virgil van Dijk there. Just got to Kerkez. In not so many words, keep switched on. Because again, at Bournemouth, you're not used to this. Everything's scrutinised. That's really poor defending at the back post from Kerkez. You've given this Newcastle team life, and I think this is a learning curve for Kerkez as well. That when you're at Liverpool, the expectation is that we kill teams. We don't invite them to come back, and he's going to want this team to be a bit better.
Well, can Newcastle United harness the power of St James's Park and get back level in this game? They trail by 2-1. Barnes has got it halfway. One-armed Tonali is running down this right-hand side. He's holding his elbow so tight to his midriff because he is not 100%. His shoulder, I think, dislocated. It was popped back in. He's taken some painkillers. He's holding it in that manner where you know that he's not okay, but he's trying to go through the pain barrier for the team.
Yeah, and again, it just shows that the calibre of the man. When you look at where he was this time last year to where he is now, this Newcastle fan base love him, and he's been exceptional for them.
Joe Linton calling the shots in the middle of the park. There's an extra bit of belief now about Newcastle, where I think all hope had gone moments ago, but that long throw into the box has caused problems for Liverpool, and all of a sudden there's renewed belief about this Newcastle outfit. Finished 7th last season and moved up into the Champions League places this last season, so the season before last, 7th, and then they moved up into the Champions League places, 5th position at the end of last campaign. There was a collision here on this near side, and Tonali is down again, and I think actually he landed awkwardly after a bump, and he's holding his head now.
Pain. Yeah, no, he's just feeling the pain, and it looks like he's quite emotional as well, because he's just in serious pain. They're going to have to bring him off. He's gone through the pain barrier for his team, but also as well,
it was Wirtz who caught him in the side of the face. It was nothing to do with the shoulder.
Yeah, there's nothing in that. Nothing in that. He's just trying to be smart and get him to have a look at it. But again, we're looking at Liverpool, Gravenberch on a yellow card, Konate on a yellow card as well. So you're going to expect that any time one of these two guys makes a tackle or a mistake, that this fan base is just going to remind, and I'm sure Jason and Eddie will just let the fourth official know, anytime these guys make a mistake, we want it levelled up.
Well, they are combative and they are competitors, Newcastle United. They will not give anything up. Jacob Murphy warming up down in front of us. Jacob Ramsey warming up as well. So the ball's thrown in from the far side into Joe Linton, headed into the air, away by Konate into the right full-back position, and this kick by Gravenberch, and then Joe Linton is across there, and it wins the throw-in over by the corner flag, and Joe Linton is acting as the conductor of the orchestra behind the goal away to our right. He wants some extra noise, and remember from the last long throw they caused a little bit of chaos, and they're going to try and do the same again, Troy Deeney.
Yeah, it's coming in for that left side for Livramento again. Newcastle, a big strong outfit. Just expect them to try and cause some chaos and get the ball to just drop in and around there for Bruno Guimaraes and Elanga. Wouldn't be surprised if this is short as well into Kieran Trippier for him to cross it.
Livramento with the throw in towards the near post. It's missed by everyone, and Van Dijk has to take charge, but Dan Burn is there, and I think an offside flag went up. Always a corner over on the far side, and it's going to be a Newcastle corner. Alisson caught the ball from Dan Burn's intervention, but the ball had already gone out of play. It's a corner to Newcastle United, and Liverpool, who just 10 minutes ago were home and hosed in this game, now finding themselves just a little bit more nervy. They've got to show some resilience and backbone to get over this Newcastle pressure. In front of the Gallagher, this set piece to be taken by Trippier far side. It's 2-1 to Liverpool. Ball in towards the near post, and it's a spicy one from Trippier that's just about punched by the goalkeeper. He drops under the crossbar. He punched it at the second attempt. He comes out to Burn. Overhead kick. Joe Linton attacks it. Hits the back of the defender. Kirkes is cleared away. They were rattled there for a moment. What a delivery from Trippier into that near post. It almost outfoxed Alisson.
What a ball. Real pace, real intent from Kieran Trippier there. Put it in there with so much venom on it. Just think as well, Newcastle just believing a bit more now, and Liverpool actually started to waver, started to wonder. We haven't mentioned Mohamed Salah at all in this game. Where's he been in this moment? Normally he would pop up, wouldn't he, with an amazing run, or at least a shot or an assist. This moment in time, we just need the big players to step up. It's Virgil van Dijk or nothing at this moment in time.
It's another Toon torpedo that is being tuned up by Tino. He's standing on the far side, level with the edge of the penalty area. He's ready to catapult another long throw into the box. The referee, Simon Hooper, just having a word with Konate, who's already got himself in trouble once tonight. Joe Linton is in there too. Dan Burn, obviously the dominant figure, almost like a skyscraper in the midst of a load of mid-rise flat buildings. The ball launched into the near post. Burn gets a flick on. Player goes down inside the penalty area. Cher wants a penalty, not going to get it. Headed back forward by Trippier, and then back over the top, and then, I don't know what Gakpo was doing. He didn't know what was going on. He's kicked it out of play down by the corner flag, and away for another throw-in. Cher having a word with Simon Hooper about the claims for a penalty. Joe Linton doing the TV sign at Simon Hooper. Lewis Miley preparing to come on. And Newcastle United preparing to take another throw from this near side. And again, Tino Livramento comes across and gets ready to launch another searching ball into the box.
And with the rules that they've got as well, though, Sam, you're going to see more long throw-ins now, because you saw it yesterday with Fulham, with Bassey. As soon as you flip somebody around or go down, you're opening yourself up, aren't you, for penalties.
Yep, sustained holding being marshalled in this new Premier League season. Poor old Sandro Tonali's not going to be doing any sustained holding for a while. Immediately down the tunnel to get treatment on that shoulder as he's replaced by Lewis Miley. As we've still got 25 minutes to go. 2-1 to Liverpool. It's Newcastle on the attack. Livramento into Byrne. Joe Linton goes down this time. Picked up by Cher, trying to turn away from Kirkes. Inside the penalty area, twisting, turning, firing the ball centrally. It's away by Szoboszlai. Cleared from inside the 6-yard box after a spicy ball right across the face of goal by Fabian Cher, who did brilliantly to hold it up and superbly to turn it across the 6-yard box. It's a big chance.
It's a huge chance again. Newcastle just keeping the ball alive. They're asking the question again with Joe Linton and Gravenberch. Look, he's standing his ground, but he's all over him. He's all over him. They have to look at that. This is the problem with refereeing for me, Sam. It's so inconsistent. That's more of a foul today than that was yesterday with Fulham. And they're not even looking at it.
Well, the issue is here is that we obviously, because of what we've seen over the weekend and what we've been told, we're expecting those sustained holding issues to be monitored by the VAR. And certainly his arms were around his midriff. I mean, if the excuse there that his arms weren't closed around him and that he was just sort of almost bracing him. Here is Bruno Guimaraes trying to get the ball forward. Stopped by Gravenberch, and Benteke takes it out of play on this near side, but the blood is up amongst the Newcastle supporters and certainly amongst the players too. And Eddie Howe and Jason Tindall just talking through their tactics. Newcastle United 1, Liverpool 2 on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Don't forget, with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Newcastle Liverpool live right now. Search Now Sports. Here's Troy Deeney watching Dan Byrne wiring to a big old tackle over on the far side. He doesn't do anything but big old tackles, does he, big fan?
He just lined him up, so he let Wirtz get near it and then come and just wiped him out. But someone's just got to get hold of Bruno Guimaraes. I know he's doing it for the crowd and the fan base and trying to get them up. But we saw what happened with Anthony Gordon, already on a yellow card. He only needs to get it wrong once and he's off this pitch. So just needs to calm down a little bit. He's really emotional in this game right now.
Gravenberch sent it wide towards the right. Salah, a rare touch for him. He's given the ball away again. Comes back in the right wing position to him and he funnels it into Konate. Now Curtis Jones has it and Liverpool try and just get on the ball and take a bit of the sting out of the game. I must admit, over the last 15 minutes, as Gakpo sends the ball to the back post towards the edge of the 6-yard box and it floats behind and away for a goal kick. For the last 15 minutes, they've had all of the ball, Newcastle. They've pinned Liverpool back inside their own half, and you wouldn't know that they were down to 10 players.
No, and that's a great effort from Newcastle as well, because when Liverpool score so early in the second half, it would have been easy to throw the towel. It would have been easy for them to sit back and feel sorry for themselves, but they've gone again. They've got character, they've got belief, they've got pace in this team. And I just think again that some of the new players, Kirkes, Wirtz, Etikite at times, were really sloppy in their decision making. Also, again, we're not allowed to talk about him because his record's so good, but we haven't mentioned Mohamed Salah at all. He hasn't been in the game at all.
I think we've said it a couple of times, but the fact that he hasn't had an influence on the game like you would expect Mo Salah to have an influence on the game. And actually going back to the final of the Carabao Cup, he had a really unusually subdued performance that day. He didn't record a shot or create a chance and only touched the ball once in the opposition penalty area. And you just wonder whether or not Livramento has got his number again today. Ball sent into Jones, edge of the area. Miley went towards him to try and put him under pressure. The ball is played out to the left-hand side. They break the press, and now it's picked up by Wirtz, who gets up to the halfway line, plays an intelligent ball centrally into Szoboszlai, joins the attack. Out wide now to Salah. Salah approaching the box, gets it on to his left foot, scoops the ball to the far post. It's over the head of Gakpo, who tries a scorpion kick to keep it in. Can't do so, and it's behind and away for a goal kick away to our left. Newcastle 1, Liverpool 2. TalkSport, who played 67, absolutely, or 69, absolutely intoxicating minutes here inside this stadium, who's turned the volume up once again.
Yeah, absolutely. They can see their players giving everything. Eddie Howe just clapping Elanga and Barnes for the effort and the pressure that they're giving for this team. But you did see there the negative of going after it. When they're pressing, they were able to keep the ball, Liverpool, 5 or 6 passes. Then Wirtz comes down and it just opens so much space because naturally they have one more man. So as soon as he got it on the half turn, he just played it out to Szoboszlai, who was free and available. And then they're at the back line all over again.
Ekitike on the score sheet, so is Graham Burke. Bruno Guimaraes has pulled one back for Newcastle United. They are going to try and channel the passion that is abundant in this stadium to try and get them over the line. They're relying on feeding off that energy because they've been down to 10 players since the turn at half-time. Nick Pope has it edge of the box. Back out to the right full-back area, and Fabian Schär, who clips it forward in towards Joel Linton. It misses him and then bounces through. Van Dijk deals with it before Barnes can get there. Szoboszlai goes out to the right side, then plays it back to Van Dijk, and he elegantly takes the ball up to the halfway line. Arne Slot knows he's in a game. He's pointing, gesticulating, bellowing instructions at his team. Kerkez, who was out-jumped by Guimaraes for the Newcastle goal, plays it back to Virgil van Dijk, across to Konate, onto the right side, and Szoboszlai now into the path of Salah, Szoboszlai, and then back to Konate as they look to try and keep the ball here. A couple more substitutes warming up away to our left, including Jacob Murphy, who's just really started to intensify his warm-up away to our left-hand side. Just try and maybe offer a different option in attack, that speed on the counter, with Liverpool now just again starting to grab hold of possession. Szoboszlai has it far side.
Do you look at, if you're Eddie Howe now, bringing him on for Kieran Trippier as a fullback, and then when you get the ball, go with that pace, make Gakpo defend? It's risky, but gives you an extra man going forward. And also Osulu there as well, just warming up to maybe that get some more ball into the target man. But Newcastle doing okay, just keeping Liverpool behind, but Liverpool trying to take the sting out of the game and just keep the ball.
Jacob Ramsey also warming up away to our left-hand side. Kerkez manages to dispossess Bruno Guimaraes, and Ekitike picks the ball up, tried to play it wide left, but Trippier was positioned perfectly. The ball will run here for Joel Linton. Graham Burke comes across, brings him down, and that's going to be a free kick. And there'll be a few sort of Newcastle supporters just pointing out that he's already been booked, Graham Burke. And it's going to be a free kick. Joel Linton making sure that everybody knows he was fouled. It also takes a bit of a sting out of proceedings. He's gone down clutching the top of his thigh. And it's going to be a free kick just left of the centre circle.
Yeah, just great strength there. I just wonder, has he overstretched there just to try and get in front of Gravenberch? Because his left leg, has he just overstretched there and maybe pulled something?
You hope not.
This will be a nightmare for Newcastle, because he's their biggest powerhouse, and in my opinion, he's the one that gives them that X factor out of the midfield free.
You're listening to Newcastle United 1, Liverpool 2 on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk. The night has fallen over the northeast of England, the floodlights burning brightly. There's a sizzling atmosphere here at St James's Park, and it does look as if they're going to have to make a change here, because Joel Linton is laying prostrate on the ground just left of the centre circle, and Dan Burn has done that circular move with his hands, which is the universal symbol for substitution, please. And he doesn't look happy at all, Joel Linton. Yeah. He's pulled the shirt up over his face, and that means yet another problem for Eddie Howe to have to decide. I mean, look, if they get anything from this game now, it's going to be an absolute miracle. But the fact that they've had a man sent off, they're already playing without their star striker, and they've got an injury to Joel Linton, is a real issue for him, isn't it?
Yeah, just seeing him down as well, in tears. It looks like something's popped. again, I'm no medical expert, but having played enough, you can see when somebody feels it's not the leg that he's gone with, it's his standing leg which has caused him the problem. Looks like they're making a triple substitution just down below us as well, but he's not happy at all. He obviously ended the end of last year injured as well, wanted to get some momentum up and going, but just can't stay fit. It's a shame because he's an unbelievably talented player.
Yeah, he missed 10 games last season because of a knee injury, and they really felt that, and they will feel his absence as well. Lewis Hall is about to come on for Newcastle United. Just wonder what that means for the reconfiguration of the team. We're going to see Jacob Ramsey for the first time in Newcastle United colours, and Will Asula, I think, is also going to come on as Newcastle look to try and drag themselves back into this game. So off goes Joel Linton, on goes Ramsey for the first time making his debut, and we're waiting to see who Lewis Hall is going to come on for, but Tony Harrington's struggling with the board. Trippier is coming off and Hall is coming on. That's the other change. And the final change, Will Asula, who I think actually did himself a few favours during the summer, scoring goals for the under-21s in the Championship, replaces Harvey Barnes, the young Danish striker. Comes on, showed a few glimpses in cup games, got a fine looping header in April's league game against Ipswich as well, and he comes on to try and lead the line and drag Newcastle United back into this game.
It's a shame for Joel Linton and for Newcastle that this game seems to be getting away from them, but again, an opportunity to see Ramsey now in the midfield. Miley's in there as well, so a bit more youth and legs and energy in there, but a big chance for Asulu as well. Player I really like.
Hall sending the ball towards Will Asula, but it's cleared away by the midfield of Liverpool. Share's gone down, needs some attention. Liverpool continue at the other end of the field. Even Alisson's calling for the game to stop. The ball's played to the edge of the area. It's mopped up by Jacob Ramsey in front of Ekatike. It's cleared away. The referee's now stopped the game and said that the medical attention should come on. They're screaming to get medical attention onto Fabian Schär. There is real concern here for him. Alisson was standing on the edge of the 6-yard box asking for treatment to be applied. He said it was a head injury. Kieran Trippier's come out to Tony Harrington and said, what on earth are you doing? Why haven't you stopped the game? Simon Hooper wasn't seemingly aware of it, didn't seem to know what was going on. Everybody else in the stadium knew what was happening. Schär was down, laying down inside the penalty area. Jason Tidder's going absolutely balmy now. Kieran Trippier is right over in the ear of Tony Harrington.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. I think he caught an arm from Virgil van Dijk, so maybe bleeding, maybe something to that effect. But I don't think that's the referee's fault in that moment. The linesman's right here, right in front of us. You've got to be communicating that he's head down. Not only has he got a head down, every single person is letting you know. The Newcastle bench is letting you know. Konate is letting you know, and Alisson. This is not the referee's fault. They work as a team. Speak.
It's not the referee's fault, but Adrian Holmes, who is the assistant on his near side, has got a headset and he's constantly in communication with the referee. He should have been able to pass the message on, so he should have been made aware a lot quicker than he was.
Can the fourth official not say the same as well?
Yeah, absolutely. He's in control of it. And of course the VAR can speak to him whenever they want, and if they see something like that, they can react.
I feel sorry for Simon in this situation, because obviously he's trying to keep up with play. He goes back to it. He can't see what's going on, but yeah, I think I'm right. It looks like Schär's took an elbow off Virgil van Dijk because they've gone for the header, and obviously he's bleeding, which is why Alisson is calling for someone to come on and look. But it just mismanagement here. We give referees a lot of stick, but in this situation, help him out, work as a team. Virgil's got up and headed it. Yeah, he's just caught one on the top of the head. No intent there at all. But Simon's trying to keep up with play. As a team here, that's a real disappointment. Again, Howard Webb will come back in about 6 months to tell us that maybe that was done wrong. But listen to the referee, the abuse he's getting now. That's not on him, that's on the rest of his team to help him.
Connor Bradley and Federico Chiesa are about to come on for Liverpool as they make changes towards the end of this game that they hope to see out. There's 10 minutes left of it, plus a hell of a lot of injury time. and off comes Florian Wirtz. He's the first one to be replaced, and I wonder if that means, with Ekitike coming off as well, that Szoboszlai is going to go into the middle of the park. Bradley will go out to right back, and Chiesa will go into a sort of false 9 position, with Ekitike being removed. So they're the two changes, Wirtz and Ekitike off. Bradley has gone to right back, as anticipated. Szoboszlai into the middle of the park, and Chiesa, as I said, false 9. So they're the changes. The ball's been given back to Nick Pope, who's been allowed to dribble it to the edge of the area and then kick clear. Another change for Newcastle United, with Malik Tiao about to come on. Cher still up at the moment, so they're down to 9 players. Here's Ramsey down the left-hand side, driving into the box. A low cross which is blocked by Bradley. Picks it up again over on the far touchline, and then it's sent into Lewis Miley. Into Byrne. Has to do a little bit of skill to get away from Salah, and he did well. Played into Livramento. Lovely little Cruyff turn by Dan Byrne. Infield it goes towards Bruno Guimaraes, who beats Chiesa to it, commits a foul, and has to be a little bit careful because he's racked up a few fouls now, Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, he's lucky there. Simon has decided to keep hold of it. Cher's not happy, he's just got back, having his head just open there and blooded. Done his best to stay on, but as he's run on the pitch, unfortunately the foul's happened and he's been brought straight off, but he's not happy just down below us.
Newcastle debuted for Malik Tiao. They bought him from AC Milan, German international, strong, powerful, accomplished defender. He's got to get into the Premier League rhythm very quickly now, with 9 minutes to go at the end of this game. It's Newcastle United 1, Liverpool 2, a game which looked to be beyond Newcastle before they got one back through Bruno Guimaraes. And it's Liverpool who at the moment are heading towards 3 points with just 8 to play. And Liverpool at the moment looking to start the season with back-to-back wins, and Newcastle still looking for their first victory of the season. And things are going from bad to worse for Eddie Howe. He's going to be without Anthony Gordon. He's already without Alexander Isak. They can't get any new recruits in quick enough at the moment. And as I think Troy was saying earlier on, that price for Strand Larsen is going to go up and up and up. The one for Vissa is going to go up and up and up. And if they are going to sell Alexander Isak, they need to make sure that they get bodies in the building very, very quickly, because they look short. And with Cher now coming off too, and Joel Linton picking up an injury, it's just about the worst possible night.
Tonali as well.
Yeah, Tonali with a shoulder. Crikey. Anybody got through this without a war wound? Newcastle 1, Liverpool 2. And you'll have your say on the sports bar, I'm sure, straight after we finish here. 03717 2233 44. That's the number to call. 03717 2233 44. Livramento backpedaling, tries to get back to the edge of his own area to mop up a long ball which was hoiked over the top of the defence. He tries to play it against Cody Gakpo, and it goes out of play and away for a goal kick, away to our, goes out for a throw-in actually down by the corner flag, away to our left-hand side. Livramento will take it. Guimaraes comes across. They now made 4 of their substitutions, Newcastle United, but they've lost Gordon as well. Bruno Guimaraes and Elanga trying to appeal for the throw to go their way. Simon Hooper wasn't having anything of that halfway inside the Newcastle half, and it's thrown in by Kirkes back to Virgil van Dijk. And Liverpool will look to build, and they'll try and do their best to hold on to possession and not cause themselves any chaos or angst going into the final few minutes of this game. Malik Tiao misjudged that. It hit him on the side of the body. It came through to Chiesa, but Dan Byrne got him out of jail with a really good tackle, sliding in to rescue the situation that Tiao had inadvertently put them into. Guimaraes, lovely turn to get away from 2 players and pop it into Livramento, who finds Elanga halfway. He turns the ball in field. Ramsey, good football, Newcastle United. Ramsey drives through the centre of the pitch, through the centre circle and out the other side. Lewis Hall is in the left wing position. His cross is deep. It's over Asula's head and over the head of Van Dijk too, and it floats out down by the corner flag and away for a throw-in to Liverpool. And Jason Tindall and Eddie Howe just saying, squeeze them into the corner, put them under pressure.
Again, how many times he's already spoken to Kirkers in the first half about how long it's taking. Get away with it here.
Newcastle behind, 2 on the score. This is TalkSport, the sports bar straight after the game. Remember, Jason and Jamie O'Hara taking your calls on whatever you want to discuss. Byrne colliding with Chiesa, showing him what it's like to come up against a 6'7" individual. Malik Thiaw a little bit cultured as he turns away from the pressure from Szoboszlai, gets it to Livramento, who finds Pope, whose long kick upfield comes down from the sky, drops on the head of Virgil van Dijk, and he heads it away. Livramento back, Asula takes it down. He takes it away from Cody Gakpo on this near touchline. He's got Bruno Guimaraes for company. He tries to bundle his way through. Jones is there. Jones goes down. Free kick against Asula. Well, these last few minutes are going to be tense, aren't they? Because look, we've got 5 minutes of normal time, but there is going to be a huge amount of added time for the injuries to Tonali, to Share, because of the stoppages that have taken place to get attention to people on the field of play.
Well, would it have been like this though? If you're Eddie Howe and Jason, you're happy going, do you know what? We've got a chance here because we'll get a foul, we can send some bodies in the box. Liverpool should feel a little bit more nervy. They should be trying to actually nick another goal, because this Newcastle fan base is staying. They're staying to the end. They think and they can feel that something's coming.
Who can come up with a magic moment right at the end of the game? Spaced the wrong side of the ball for Newcastle, and as a result of that, Conor Bradley is galloping clear. He's wandered into the opposition half onto Salah. It was poor pass by Bradley, actually, which put Salah into problems, and Bruno Guimaraes has brought the ball away. He needs an outlet. He can't find one at the moment. He's brought down, and there's going to be a yellow card here. And someone kicked the ball away as well.
No, Guimaraes just tried to get Livramento just off to the races there.
Who was the yellow card for?
Bradley.
Conor Bradley?
Yeah.
We're racking those up as well tonight, aren't we? So yellow card for Bradley, who was holding up Bruno Guimaraes. A little bit too eager to try and win it there. I don't think he committed the foul. I think it was Gravenberg who committed the foul.
I think it was more the little nip at his heels just beforehand. But again, as I said, look, this whole Newcastle fan base, it just feels like they're going to get one more moment, one more chance.
It's a real high line here from the free kick just short of the centre circle, dropped over the top by Pope. Byrne tries to flick it on. Asula is there, tucks it past the goalkeeper, and it's in! It's a late dramatic equaliser from Will Asula for Newcastle United, who comes up with the magic spark in the middle of an electric atmosphere. Monday Night Football screams Newcastle Liverpool, and in the storied history of this game, Will Asula has just written another chapter. For the second time this season, Liverpool have thrown away a 2-goal lead, and 10-man Newcastle may just have rescued a point. It's 2-2.
It's Gravenberg and Konate. Just a straight, simple ball from Nick Pope. I told you just seconds ago, Sam, if you're Newcastle, you're happy at this moment in time, because you're going to get a chance. You've got big down Byrne. It's a straight ball. He runs off the back. Konate, he jumps ahead off. He runs off the back of Gravenberg there, Asulu, and a chance happens. Liverpool just look rattled. I'm just watching Curtis Jones here, really giving Kirkes a bit there, trying to keep the ball and play short, but gives the foul away. Again, a lot of people will say it's a really good purchase, Kirkes. He has looked like this has been, like the shirt's too big for him these first 2 games for Liverpool. He needs to settle down.
What an ending to a fabulous night, and it might not be over yet. 89 minutes on the clock. Newcastle United were dead, they were buried, it was over. But they are alive now. They have a free kick on the halfway line. The celebrations were wild. Pope forward again, into the box. Out comes Byrne. Alisson grabs it above his head and will clear it away. What Newcastle can't do, Troy, is in trying to commit people forward, because the blood is up and they want to try and win the game now, is overcommit and leave themselves exposed.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Here's Salah trying to sneak round the back. Lewis Hall is there, Ramsey away, Livramento edge of his own penalty area. They had to watch for Szoboszlai. Bruno Guimaraes chops it over the top. Ilanga's got the beating of Kirkes. He speeds away down the right hand side. He needs an option in the centre. He picks it up, he sends it into the box, he takes a deflection, he goes behind. It's a corner to Newcastle United in the dying seconds of the game. Everyone in black and white is on their feet, voices bellowing around St James's Park. They believe. They think there could be one last moment to maybe nick it. They took the game to Liverpool early on. They've lost Anthony Gordon to a red card. They've lost Joe Linton and Tonali and Cher to injury. But still they battle on.
One more chance. Big Dan Burn. That's what, 11 minutes of added on time, Sam. 11 minutes.
Wow. 11 minutes. We've still got a long, long way to go. A lot of football to be played yet as well. Curtis Jones is walking off the pitch, by the way, on this near side. And now Arne Slot is saying, what are you doing? We haven't put the board up. Why are we having a substitution?
Again,
Jones has turned round and gone back in. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, corner, more importantly, Newcastle attacking the Gallagate, right-footed, in towards the near post, away by Virgil van Dijk, who leaps highest and heads the ball out on this near side. It's away for another Newcastle throw. 11 minutes of added time at the end of the game. The Newcastle players must be absolutely spent. But it's a firecracker atmosphere, Troy Deeney.
it's a great atmosphere. That's what it's like playing at St James's Park. They believe to the end. You've got Big Dan Burn, you've got quality, you've got belief. And they keep going. Liverpool have been shell-shocked. I think when they scored that second, they just anticipated that this was going to be 3, 4 and 5-0.
Livramento throws the ball in. It's headed out and away for another long throw, which was going to be catapulted into the penalty area by Tino Livramento. A bit of taunting and trolling from the Toon fans. You're not singing anymore to the Liverpool supporters that are high up behind the goal, right at the other end of the ground. All the action happening in front of the Gallagate now, as Liverpool, got full complement of men, are trying to repel 10-man Newcastle into the near post, picked up by Bird, punched away by Alisson in front of the goal, and it comes out to the edge of the penalty area. But Ramsey shows his intent, wins it, turns it over, gives it to Bruno Guimaraes. Bradley goes out towards him and plays it against him and wins another corner. It's currently Newcastle United 2, Liverpool 2, and for the latest odds you can head to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Newcastle to win the game at 11-1, Liverpool to win the game at 3-1. The draw is 3-1 on. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes. 18+, begambleaware.org.
It's coming. You can feel it. You can feel that tension building.
Well, Liverpool have got to stay strong. They want to start the season without defeat away from home here. It would be a real piece of negligence to let slip a 2-goal lead to 10 men. In towards the near post, the corner comes from Elanga, out to the edge of the area. Miley's going to hit it. It hits the back of Bradley and spirals into the air. Help forward, up and under from Livramento. Burn keeps it alive, but it's going to be Salah who picks it up and hooking it away towards the halfway line. Everybody in black and white trying to look for a way to get forward now. It's Liverpool who look tired, who look spent, who look fatigued going into the final stages. There's energy about Newcastle. Miley clips it forward. There's a bit of holding from Konate with Burn inside the penalty area. It goes out and away for a throw-in down by the corner flag. And the referee says no penalty. Again, Eddie Howe, Jason Tindall come out to the edge of the technical box. They try and squeeze them into the corner, trying to make sure that Liverpool don't have a route out, Troy.
Yeah, but again, just, you alluded to it perfectly there, Sam. Liverpool look tired. They've had 10 men. They look tired. They look gassed. They look emotionally drained. Newcastle going again, and they keep fighting to the end. They feel that they can get 3 points here.
Kirkes away, up to the halfway line. 10-man Newcastle holding on to the ball with Dan Burn, who takes it out of the sky, plays a reverse ball into Malik Diaw. He plays it on to Livramento, round the corner for Asula, who tests the pace of Virgil van Dijk. He goes into the right wing position. They're queuing up on the edge of the area. Can he find the pass? He did well to keep hold of it. Livramento down the right, gets a return ball for Bruno Guimaraes, and near post ball is tucked behind by Kirkes. It's another corner. The pressure builds. The white hot heat of the St James's Park fire continues to burn. Can Liverpool withstand the heat?
They're going to have to. We spoke earlier about that championship mentality, that winning mentality seems to have gone away. Seems all Newcastle, 10 men Newcastle, just pushing this Liverpool team back.
Elanga to take it, near side, another corner. Malik Thiaw is up from the back. Ramsey to the penalty area. Byrne being pushed and shoved by Conor Bradley inside the box. A warning from Simon Hooper. I mean, surely Liverpool wouldn't be stupid enough to give away a penalty now, late in the game. We played 5 minutes of the 11 added at the end of the 90. Liverpool were 2-0 up, it's now 2-2 in stoppage time. Elanga with the corner, an out swinger towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Good domineering header from Van Dijk. It's headed away, there's a collision inside the box. Sasula too keen, too eager, bumps into Kirkes. Going to be another change here. Rio Ngamoa and Harvey Elliott about to come on.
Yeah, Curtis Jones coming off, but really interested in that. When you need your big players for Liverpool to step up, two of the corners that came in, big headers from Virgil van Dijk there, getting after it. Gakpo coming off as well. What a game though, what a game.
See, some people don't like working bank holidays. We love it. We love it, Troy. 6 minutes gone. Monday Night Football, 2-2. Kick-off on TalkSport here at St James's Park. And remember, you'll be able to react to this, and there's a bit to react to, I think. 03717223344. Premier League All Access podcast will be out tomorrow, by the way, at lunchtime. Make sure you get all of the reaction. Here is Virgil van Dijk, halfway line, plays it to Kirkes, just left of the centre circle. Sent wide to Rio Ngamoa, first touch for him, runs at Livramento, tries to go on the outside, the youngster, and then gets to the byline, produces a cross. He was crunched by Livramento. Was that a foul? It wasn't, according to the referee. Ngamoa gets back to his feet.
How positive is that though from the young man? Just coming on, faced up by two Newcastle players, not afraid, just goes really positive, gets a cross off. He looks like he's got a really exciting future. He did really well in pre-season.
They love him, and quite rightly so.
Yeah, you can see why.
And he's built very well, isn't he? I mean, look at the breadth of his shoulders and his chest. He looks like a specimen already at his tender years. Here is Szoboszlai, forward towards the right, and Konate. 98 minutes now up on the clock. There's still a few to see out for Newcastle if they're to get a point from this, and they never looked like getting a point here as the ball was down the right side, away by Hall. I say never looked like getting a point. There was a point in the match where they didn't look like getting anything from it because they were 2-0 down and down to 10 players.
Oh, did really well.
But Lewis Hall has held off the assault of Mo Salah, and he's managed to win a goal kick away to our left-hand side. I think it's been a disappointing night for Mo Salah. And when you go back and you look at the statistics, this is a team, Liverpool, that want to win the title, they want to retain the title. They've had 11 players for 45 minutes, more than Newcastle had a player sent off just before half-time. Their expected goals tally is .33. They got 2 goals because mainly they were brilliantly well-struck efforts. They've had 4 shots on goal in the whole match, 3 shots on target, right? Newcastle, obviously a man down, have had 10 shots, 3 on target, and have an expected goals total 3 times the amount of Liverpool's.
Yeah, this has all been about application, want and desire. I think Liverpool have been a little bit caught up in thinking they deserve to win this game.
Thinking they had won the game.
Yeah, but thinking they have the right to win this game. Newcastle have just continued to just keep playing the ball forward, running with intent, running with energy. Just looking at some stats here for Mohamed Salah. 33 touches in the whole game, 3 in the opposition box. He can always pop up with a moment, but it just feels like when you look at the levels he set for last year and you look now, he looks like somebody who's spent.
Well, Newcastle getting a point here would be a significant moment, I think. They'd feel like it was a moral victory. 99 minutes played. 11 have been added at the end of the game here at St James's Park. Ramsey's won it. Hall's made a good impact on the game since coming off the bench. He's settled in brilliantly, straight into the fire and brimstone of this wonderful cauldron that is St James's Park, and the game that has been so fiercely fought and so ferociously competitive right from the very off. Kirkes has it left-hand side. And it has affected, I think, Liverpool as well. I think, the fact that they probably thought that when they went a man up and 2 goals up, it should be easy to see it out, but it's never easy against Newcastle.
Is there an argument to say that taking Wirtz off at Etikite early on was a bit rash?
Well, we'll go back to that as Salah comes into the box. It's left Engamoa to finish it. He's won it! Rio Engamoa, the teenager, has come up with a moment right at the end of a dramatic game at St James's Park to win the match. The ball in from the right-hand side, a step over by Szoboszlai. Engamoa, the teenager, coming in at the far post. And he himself has written his name into folklore with a dramatic winner. Just when Newcastle, who had fought back from a forlorn position, thought they were going to get a point, Rio Engamoa has stolen the show. Newcastle United once again beaten by a dramatic late winner on a Monday night against Liverpool. It's like history repeating itself. Rio Engamoa with the goal, Liverpool with the 3 points, and Newcastle are stricken.
Well, Mo Salah's going to get the assist for this. This is all about Szoboszlai. Runs over the ball, takes Livramento in with him, and the young man Rio, just with calm toes. You can see why they love him. What a finish. Thierry Ries opened up. He just looked like he was going to score the second of it. What a moment for the young man, and what a moment for this Liverpool team. Wow.
He is sweet 16. 4 minutes 15 seconds after he came on, 16-year-old Rio Engamoa scores for Liverpool and wins them the game. Highly thought of, appreciated for his efforts in pre-season and beyond. Well, what's gone on over there? Dan Burn has collided with Chiesa over on the far side, and it's going to be a free kick over on the far touchline, and now Newcastle are piling into the box in the 12th minute of added time.
So Chiesa just tried to stop Dan Burn from having a run there, but what he's ended up doing is lifting his shirt up, so Dan Burn's lost his head.
Pope's coming up.
Big Popey up.
Pope's coming up from the back. Newcastle United have got one chance to rescue this game. They've rescued it before. Can they come up with it once again? Guimaraes into the box. He's got Burn to look at, Pope to aim at. Malik Thiaw is up from the back. It's clipped towards the far post. It's over the head of Alisson. It comes off a red shirt. It goes out for a corner. Well, there's still more drama to come. Well, they're looking at the watch. Jason Tinder wants to know how much time. They want to take this corner quickly. It's 3-2 to Liverpool in the final moments of the game. Simon Hooper trying to stop things. This is perfect, this, isn't it, this match? It's absolutely wonderful. It's kept us on the edge of our seat. A gripping encounter from start to finish. Is there one more twist in the tail? It's sent in by Hall under the goalkeeper, headed away by big Virgil van Dijk. A brilliant moment from him. It goes back out to the left. It goes out of play. It's a Liverpool throw, and Newcastle United might finally be neutered.
Big moments in the game. I spoke about it earlier. Virgil van Dijk yet again. Massive header underneath his own goal. Just flicks it away there with Dan Burn looking like he's going to score. Massive header.
Rio Engamoa, 16 years of age, and he won't be 17 for a couple of days yet. His birthday celebrated at the end of the month, but he won't forget that moment. He won't forget that moment, not by a long shot. Players come, players go, managers turn up, managers are dismissed. A lot changes in the life of a football club over the course of a decade, but one thing is almost always constant. Liverpool always beat Newcastle in the Premier League. They do not lose at St James's Park. An epic encounter sealed by a 16-year-old with the key moment that means it's 10 years since Newcastle last beat them in the Premier League. That wait is going to go on, but it was a terrific spectacle, an undulating encounter full of incident, intrigue, bravery and super sharp shooting. Liverpool have been a thorn in Newcastle's side for so long, and in the intense white-hot atmosphere set against the backdrop of a striker tussle, Arne Slot has won this battle. And you know what? You just wonder if he might just win that war too. Full time and an absolutely spent St James's Park. Newcastle United 2, Liverpool